Good evening. We start tonight with a story that's sending shockwaves through the global currency market. Rumors are intensifying that the long-anticipated Iraqi Dinar revaluation (RV) may have been approved, and one of America's largest banks, Wells Fargo, is at the center of the buzz. Investors across the United States and beyond are asking the same question. Is this the confirmation everyone has been waiting for? Wells Fargo, one of America's largest financial institutions, has long been mentioned in connection with foreign currency speculation, particularly the Iraqi Dinar. The latest buzz suggests the bank has updated its internal systems and is preparing to process IQD conversions at new rates. Some investors allege that training materials and internal memos have circulated within the bank, pointing toward readiness for a major shift. However, as of now, Wells Fargo has not released any official confirmation. This is not the first time the bank has been linked to IQD rumors. Over the past decade, Wells Fargo has been referenced repeatedly by dinar investors, though concrete proof of its involvement has been scarce. Still, the persistence of its name in these discussions is enough to fuel speculation that something is happening behind the scenes. The response from the dinar community has been explosive on social media platforms, YouTube live streams, and Telegram groups. Holders of the currency are describing this development as the strongest sign yet that the revaluation could soon be reality. Screenshots of alleged documents, claims of insider conversations, and even stories of customer interactions at local branches are circulating rapidly. For many, the idea of Wells Fargo formally preparing for IQD exchanges suggests that big banks know something the public does not. Yet, not everyone is convinced. Skeptics within the community remind fellow investors that similar waves of rumors have risen in the past, only to end without official confirmation. The mix of hope, hype, and hesitation continues to define the dinar space.
Professional analysts remain cautious. They highlight that an IQD revaluation would require far more than just bank readiness. Iraq's economic fundamentals must support a higher value currency. That means stable oil revenues, strong foreign currency reserves, and consistent GDP growth. Political stability is critical. Iraq has made progress in 2025, but ongoing challenges remain in governance, regional security, and reforms. Global cooperation would likely be needed. Any international recognition of a new IQD rate would involve not just Wells Fargo, but also the U.S. Treasury, the International Monetary Fund (IMF), and other global institutions. Some analysts interpret Wells Fargo's rumored moves as logistical preparation, part of routine contingency planning rather than evidence of an approved RV. Banks, they point out, often test systems for multiple currencies, including those subject to high speculation. The significance of Wells Fargo's name in this story cannot be overstated. For years, IQD investors have debated whether major U.S. banks would participate in exchanges if revaluation occurred. Many believed that unless banks like Wells Fargo or Chase were involved, converting dinars at higher rates would be nearly impossible. Thus, any rumor linking Wells Fargo to approval or readiness tends to spark excitement. It represents not just logistical capability but perceived validation of investor hopes. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether this story develops further or fades into the background as another unverified rumor. Key areas to monitor include Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, any official policy changes, rate adjustments, or statements about currency reform. Wells Fargo's response: whether the bank issues clarification or chooses to remain silent, which could influence credibility. U.S. Treasury involvement. For an RV to have international impact, U.S. regulatory approval would be essential. Oil and trade trends. Iraq's economy is tied closely to oil exports. Rising oil prices would strengthen the case for currency reforms. Investors should also keep an eye on IMF reports, as they often include recommendations on monetary policy and could provide clues about future developments. Tonight's headline may not yet mark the official revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar, but it highlights just how mainstream the conversation has become in 2025. The inclusion of Wells Fargo in these reports has reignited both optimism and skepticism, pulling the RV debate back into the spotlight. Until there is an official announcement from the CBI, the U.S. Treasury, or Wells Fargo itself, the story remains speculation. But one thing is clear. The global dinar community is watching closely, hopeful that this time the news may finally turn from rumor into reality. Rumors are spreading in 2025 that Wells Fargo may have approved participation in Iraqi Dinar IQD exchanges, sparking excitement in the dinar community. Reports claim the bank is updating systems and preparing for possible rate changes, fueling speculation about a long-awaited revaluation RV. While investors see this as a strong signal, analysts caution that no official confirmation has come from Wells Fargo, the central bank of Iraq, or the U.S. Treasury. Experts stress that a true RV would depend on Iraq's oil revenues, foreign reserves, political stability, and international cooperation. For now, the story remains unverified, but it has once again pushed the IQD debate into the spotlight, with the community watching closely for official announcements. Stay tuned for further updates.